Yes. Welcome back to
Let's
another
have a conversation.
to another episode of the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly podcast.
Mm.
I am your host, Swervin' Irvin,
Swerving.
and I am with your two co-hosts, Lenny Fraud and Mr. Brandon Jones. How you gentlemen doing?
What's up, man? Chilling, man. Look forward to the discussion.
Mr. Fraud, how you doing?
Oh, maybe in a complicated day, but I'm striving for greatness at all times.
All right, man. Now look, the topic is success, right? And that the journey towards it, how it's uncomfortable. That's what we want to talk about today, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Who wants to open this up?
Before we get into that topic, brother, I sent y'all a text message last night about Irv's high school team, man, and the monsters you guys had.
Let me stop. I want to stop because
Okay.
about 85% of that team will give you a disability.
Oh,
Let's just stop. Yeah, let's just stop. Because you might say this, and they might see it, and you might see them in person. We not with you, and I can't be held accountable for the actions they take. I know these men.
So, Irv,
Not even goons. They're just real black men that got pride in themselves.
I was said y'all like a NBA college team, bro, on the low. So I don't know if you can edit the video when we done recording, but you might want to add your high school picture in a clip here, man, and show people what I'm talking about. Bro, you was like one of the shortest in the back line on that photo.
Yeah, I was.
You like 6'4", 6'5", bro.
I'm like 6'1", 6'2" in a good day. It was crazy because I was exactly on the kneel position where I was supposed to be.
So
at
that was
for
you
my
on
side.
you was kneeling down, Lee? That was
you? With the hair. Good days.
Bro,
Funny
Irv had the fro, right? What number was you, Lenny?
52.
Oh, I was
52
Lenny?
in that picture. I think because Boone was 54. Quick. So you sent it to me, and I tried my firstborn son is 13 now with that picture when Irv sent it a long time ago, and he had no idea who I was in the picture. No idea. My youngest,
I didn't know either, bro.
My youngest said, "That's you, and that's Ram Bell."
There we go. Leave it there.
My youngest boy was like, "That's Ram Bell right there."
52 was Lenny?
Yeah. See the cuts in the shoulders?
Lenny had the cuts. What was you, a junior?
No, this is sophomore, right?
Junior.
I played football too, though, so that's a.
Y'all are like grown men, bro. And Irv, you was 34, right?
Correct.
And
there's some in the Youngstown waters.
And I know Rome is 50.
Yeah,
bro. How
you see 44 on the next to
the coach? Yeah,
that's the great Sam Crenshaw, legendary Northside basketball, football, track. Whatever you want to do. Listen, man, this man was jumping like 40 inches in high school. It was ridiculous. It was just ridiculous.
Let's spend 5 minutes on this, man. I don't want to get too deep into the high school memories and all that, man. But so Rome was your best player, right?
No, year, 44 was our best player.
44 was our best player this year.
He went to Penn State, played wide receiver at Penn State.
Played football too.
Yeah. He was a top receiver in our area. We never had a quarterback.
Okay, I'm just seeking to understand. So 44 was your best player that year, and Irv, you was a junior. Lenny, you was a junior, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. What was Rome, a sophomore?
Sophomore.
Yeah, he's a sophomore. He's older than all of us.
So he's the same age as us, man.
It sounds better if you're older than all of us, man. It sounds better.
So
he was a whole 21 years old in this picture.
So Irv, how tall was you in this picture? About 6'3", 6'4"?
Same exact height. 6'3".
So 42 had to be at least 6'6".
Yep.
Rome was what, 6'7", 6'8"?
Rome 6'7", probably legit 6'7".
Oh man, 44 had to be at least 6'4", 6'5", at least your height.
6'3", 6'4".
You had the fro, Irv, so that gave you an extra 2 inches. Irv looked mad as hell, didn't he, Lenny?
You see, 20, the man to the left of 20 was the second best player.
Yeah, Darrell Hackett.
Oh, okay. He's about 6'2", 6'3".
About 6'1".
About 6'1". Nope. Hey, how about this? Everybody on his team dunk.
Everybody can dunk?
Every single player you're looking at can dunk.
Lenny could dunk. 40, even the white boy?
Lenny could dunk with a small ball at this time, right, Lenny?
I could attempt to dunk. It was 50-50 if it might go in. I quit attempting when I almost broke my ankle, but yes.
Yeah, so everybody on this team had officially dunked at some point in their life.
So junior year, what was y'all record, like regular season?
We lost 2 games. We lost one during the season, and we lost the final game of the tournament.
In the tournament. So y'all was D1. Y'all was D1 too, right?
Nah, we was
D2.
D2. It's our population, so no D2. Yeah. I think like D2. Was it D2? I want to say D2.
So who did y'all lose to in the regular season?
Catholic school called Moon. Oh, regular season? No, that was this Christmas tournament, right?
I think it was Liverpool in the Christmas tournament. I think
Liverpool.
Yeah.
Who y'all lose to in the tournament playoffs?
Mooney.
That was an all-white team, right?
Not all white, but it was a Catholic school, but it wasn't all white.
So they played fundamental ball, right?
Yeah.
You can tell y'all play street ball, boy.
You look-y. You like the Jason Whitlock of this pod.
not at all. I can just tell.
I'm looking at you, Jungle Bunnies. I know what y'all was doing.
Well, it ain't about the color. I can just tell, man. Y'all like to play a little one-on-one. I know Irv got his, but Irv don't mind passing. So I'm sure you had a balanced game. Everybody
Well,
else,
I tell you though, like
shooting.
Everybody in this picture, I can say on amongst the players was good. To this day, it's good men in general. It was crazy. A lot of people I ain't seen forever. Like 32, Mark Bryant. I don't know my brother in this world, but I love that man. It's just it's about that journey. The journey you take to be successful. This is part of my journey. Where my life ended up being, these brothers was a phase of my journey to getting where I'm at today.
Oh, that's dope, bro.
It was good times, man.
Yeah, like you can't get that back because kids even live that way no more. How we live because technology.
So senior year, what happened senior year? I know, Linda, you said you transferred, right?
I went back to Mount Calvary, and
you played sports there. Or you just went to school.
I played basketball. We played, then they blew us out. I blocked Rondell's shot, and that's what I live with.
He fouled me.
Then they called man foul. I blocked it and screamed in his face, and he got highly upset.
Oh man, it's crazy.
He was at me, oh, for real? I was just like, yo, I got a playoff in the first play. What you think I'm supposed to do?
Yeah.
So what happened next that year, Rondell, as far as senior year?
They lost to Mooney again, same Catholic school.
Yeah, we lost another one game. We lost to St. Joe's during the seat. Yeah,
Cleveland St. Joe's.
St. Joe's. We lost to them free throws at the end of the game, and then we lost to Mooney again.
So you only lost 2 games your senior year too,
right?
But I want to tell you something. Youngstown Mooney had a dog, Italian dude named Josh Allegretto. He was just a dog. It was just like he mastered hitting 15-foot jump shots. Like he just mastered that at a young age. And if you backed up, he was hitting.
Sound familiar?
No, it was just him on that team though. Like it was just him. Every year they lost him in the tournament. He just had a great game.
The Allegretto name is a name though for Ohio because the father.
Yeah, it sounds familiar. Football.
I think the majority of the family was football.
Gotcha. That was just interesting picture, man. I had to say, y'all squad look different from my squad in high school, man. Our tallest dude was 6'7", but everybody after that was like 6'1", 6'2", the tallest. Y'all look like grown men out there, bro. For real.
Yeah, we kind of played like it too, so it was
hard living.
It was good, man.
You see the coach had this full sweatsuit on. He was to the left of your screen. Listen, man, we could make that show Lasso on about the soccer coach on Apple Plus. We could make a whole little basketball thing. We could take a McGee-like character and ship him to Siberia where he got to coach a professional team. Like that'd be a whole series that'll just take off.
And you could base that off of like how what we're talking about because that's what he was really trying to do. He was trying to make you as uncomfortable as possible, hoping that something flourished out of it. Like he was betting the house on it.
Like he gonna be so mad at me, he gotta do something.
Like look,
he gonna hate me so much, he gotta do something.
Either you gonna fight or you gonna fly. you gonna do something. You gonna be great or you gonna leave here.
Shout out to Rick McGee. I believe in the Arizona area to this day.
Yeah. So last basketball question. We can jump into the topic and all that good stuff. So Irv, I know your senior year, correct me if I'm wrong, but you made All-State, right?
All-State second team.
Yes. Second team. So how did that come about? How'd you find out? Was something that your coach kind of like, back then it was all politics and nobody knew who each other were. So like you could have been your guy in your town, your city, but nobody knew about you. So how did you get that nomination? Congrats, by the way.
Can I tell you, I guess 2 words.
Oh, okay.
Chester Leon.
It has to be. It has to be our athletic director.
So he put you on?
He put everybody on. If you had the ability to be put on, he put you on.
And it wasn't like you wasn't putting up like 30 a game or nothing, right? You put up modest stats. You had a good team. Y'all was winning though, right?
I did 20 and 11.
Okay,
I may get you a look, right?
That would have been in 97, 98.
Yeah, that's a double. That's a walking double.
Oh, you was legit.
I was 20. It was like 19, 9, and 11.
What you average your junior year?
That was Sam and Darrell's year.
Yeah, I
The two
think
guys we showed you. That was their
So
year.
you got like 8. You had 8, 9, 10 a game.
8. Yeah, maybe 8 to 10.
You
And
played
Rightfully
varsity.
so, though.
You played varsity your sophomore year, or was it just JV?
Varsity and
You did both.
yeah, we did
Split.
JV.
Yeah.
It was
You know,
split
like
sophomore
at
year.
that time, I think it's 6 quarters now in Ohio, but that time you could play 5 quarters total on the game day. So you could play 2 JV and have 3 quarters for varsity time.
Yeah, because it was hard to make varsity back then as a sophomore or freshman, wasn't it?
So, hey, you saw our team.
Oh, I know, grown men. 6 years eligibility. I get it.
It was hard, man. Them trials was savage.
So
'Cause
do
we
you
had-
think you think you went down as one of the best players in your school history?
Nah.
Now his uncle is in the running before him.
Yeah, my uncle and then the people like 4 years before him. That's probably the best 10 players of our
So
school's
you
history.
say top 5, top 15, then you can take that.
I get a top 25, maybe.
Top 25.
Yeah.
You know you going home soon, right?
Right. Top 25. Top 25.
All right.
Yeah.
Like what I asked you about the hair, like, man, I heard you was on some podcast talking about you was top 10.
So hold on. Let's start naming some names. All right. You got Keith Jones, definitely gonna be better than me.
Omar.
Omar gonna be better than me.
You got the 2 from Floyd year, the 2 from the other team.
All
How many is that?
We had 6. All right.
You got Sam,
Sam and Darrell.
Darrell. How many is that?
We had 8 already.
8. So I'm gonna just start pulling people. It gotta be somebody I don't know, but I ain't thinking about. It gotta be some white dude that went there when it's all white school, averaged 40 points.
Back in the 60s and 50s.
Yeah, because it's one of those things. A turnover school. It was a historically all white, prestigious school, and it turned over. Hood turned over.
Yeah.
It was a school to go to in the 40s, 50s. It was the school to be at.
I got you. I'm a historian, bro. So I'm interested in learning more about people's backgrounds and all that, because I think that's dope, man. Even though he's all in the same state, but I mean, Youngstown had a kind of a bad rap, you know what I'm saying? So I know
Late
people
80s,
from
early
Youngstown.
90s. But the thing was, Rand was a great school, but we had a school called South High that I'm sure put out more pros and college athletes than Rand might have did.
Easily.
Yeah, and of course Youngstown with Youngstown State with Jim Trust on all that was for football, and that area was heavy. You know what I'm saying? Canton and Massillon area was a football town, and so y'all was more known for the murders and all the drugs and all that. To be honest with you, in Ohio, bro. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just talking.
I feel a hate coming off of you.
No, I'm talking about from an outside looking in.
Yeah. I'm just saying we 2-time national champs. Like we it's a problem, but we was killing too much and too good. It's a problem, but it's a story of a lot of different especially Midwest cities, old steel towns where the students left. Boom, poverty, crack come in when everybody on their last.
No economy. I got you.
Yeah, so it's the same story, but you can't take pity on us. But it's been some ball players out of there. I can't lie.
Nah. And last but not least, I'm not sure I'm sure you guys probably seen it, but the 30 for 30 with Claret and Trust and all that. They kind of, you know what I'm saying, showed the background and all that, like shootings every day, and it's different type of place.
It's movie. That's Hollywood magic, man. It ain't that bad. Bring your family to Youngstown, Ohio. Start a life. Bring a business.
I'm talking about the 90s, 80s, bro. I don't know about today. I'm talking about 80s. 90s.
No, it was. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's the reason why I live in the middle of nowhere, because my sons haven't been in that type of environment ever. Like it almost makes you devalue human life, because when you just wake up every day and somebody you saw yesterday is dead, you're like, yo,
or they
this
messed
is
up,
crazy.
Right?
I just seen him at the park yesterday. We was chopping it up, So it took me a lot of personal, just mental therapy to understand what life really meant, because you don't really value life when you see it be lost in such a hasteless way.
Man, let's get into it, man. That's perfect segue, Irv. What are you talking about?
Perfect segue. So, we talking about these hardships that we endured, especially in our youth, coming up in the 90s. How exactly were you guys able to manage some of these situations? Who want to go first with this?
That's simple for me, Nate. It was no getting around it. The program that Nate was running, and me as his son, it's what it was going to be. It just was, it was no, like, he was on top of everything. He was over top of stuff that I thought I was getting away with. You know what I'm saying? He was just letting me get away for the time being. So it's the father situation, having a father in the home. And it was just like, it wasn't no way for me to be able to slip, to do some of the shit I seen some of my peers falling into.
Okay. All right.
So having a
Brandon.
pops was important. I can dig it. I had my pops in my home too. So shout out to my dad, Willie Jones. But what's the question again?
Hold on. Your
What?
dad got one of the blackest names ever.
Oh, he got family from Alabama.
Yeah,
Bro,
Willie
so,
Jones. I love that though. That's a
Willie
real black man name.
Jones.
When he threw his resume, they know who they dealing with.
Oh, absolutely. So yeah, and again, Lima's similar to the YO. It's just y'all were just known for more notoriously known worldwide for what y'all was known for. Lima had allowed a little bit of that sprinkled in, being we was close to Detroit and Chicago too, and then Toledo and Dayton were close by too. So, what's the question again, Irv?
So so it's basically what do you use to get through those things? And Lenny was saying, it was my father. My father was basically the foundation to kind of snatch me back. What helped you, especially while you were younger? What were the things that helped
So I mean, I think fear. The biggest for me was fear, bro. I didn't want to be involved in none of that, man. Who wants to fight for their life? You think about that, man. Who wants to get jumped, be part of a gang? Like, to me, it didn't look cool. But back then, we were 80s and 90s kids. Gangs was popping. People want to be a blood, a crib, or whatever. A vice lord. I wasn't into all that. So I played sports. I had my little crew I ran with in my neighborhood as far as playing sports and being cool with, but I was in fear, bro. Like you had to kind of like survive and learn how to do basic things like fight, and what I'm saying, like you gotta learn how to cut, rank, and people make jokes, so you gotta crack jokes back.
Right.
But as far as like the street stuff, that never was me, man. Like I know people were in it, but that never was me. So I mean, I would say my dad, but he was always working, so he wasn't around the household like that. My mom probably instilled more of that in me than my pops did. But I think more or less so, I didn't want to. I wanted to have a life, man. I was afraid of getting caught up in the streets and going to juvenile detention and being involved in that. So, and the crazy part, you guys probably can relate to this too, is that people that I know now, like now that we're older, like they got through elementary, middle school, okay, even some got through high school, but when they got older is when they really struggled, like as an adult. You know what I'm saying? Because they still involved in the same mentality, that small city mentality. So they still struggle to this day when they're in their 20s, 30s, 40s of what does the next chapter of life look like.
Yeah. Damn.
So I don't know if y'all go through that in the YO where you see somebody you went to high school with and it's like, damn, he might have got put on some pounds, or he about 60, 70, stressed out, all that. I'm not trying to throw shots at anybody, but for the most part, we still look relatively like we in, good health and all that. But a lot of people are struggling, man, mentally and physically.
Hard living to age you. You know that. You see it everywhere. I got all kinds of stories. There's this ridiculous stories of I had a story where I had a young lady I was seeing, and she saw some people that I knew from high school, and I spoke to them, and she said, "Who's those old ladies?" I'm like, "Who's some girls I went to high school with?" And you know what I'm saying? Like they was way older than us. Like, no, they are our age. So, and man, youngsters, it'll take you under.
Make you grow up fast, won't it?
Yeah, it can. A lot of this, like my son 13, he lame. Like when I was 13, I knew too much. One of my things my father said, like, you grew up too fast. One thing I regret, you growing up, you grew up way too fast.
Facts.
But at the time in Youngstown, you had to grow up fast because you got to recognize signs. If you outside, you got to know it's about to happen. It's time for me to go in the house. It's just little things you pick up in type of environments that's good for if you utilize them properly in the right format. It's good for your future success, but it's survival tactics at the most.
So you had to have your head on a swivel 24/7.
Yeah, because you just never know.
Walking outside, going to the grocery store, to pulling up over your homie's house, the chick's house, whatever, right? You got to always be prepared for whatever.
Well, that's one of those things too. From being a community, in the areas of the city where that type of activity happens. So if you put yourself in some type of areas, you gotta know I got to be on alert because this is where it happened at. So this is not all Youngstown, but it's if you in that spot where it's known for happening, that you have to be aware of your surroundings and know how to interact.
And again, I guess this is like something that perplexes me or puzzles me. If we both grown up in small cities where everybody know each other, so you don't think retaliation is real? Like if you go out and shoot up a block, or you steal or rob from somebody, they know where you live, they know where your mama live, your grandmama live, your auntie live. So isn't retaliation real? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess I don't understand the point of putting yourself in that position when people know each other. That don't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I looked at it.
The type of human being you see in that type of position is someone who's hopeless. Usually it's in a hopeless position. And this is their way to act out in a way. You in that environment, you gang bang, I'm gonna shoot up the spot they be at. But it's just hopelessness. You're not really know who you are, and your environment's really took you down to a real demonic place. when you keep some type of decisions. But I think one thing we got to understand too is that's not a normal thing. That's more abnormal than normal. We let the media dictate it to us like it's a normal. This is happening everywhere all the time in urban areas, but it's not.
And I don't think excuse me. I don't think we understand in our youth that's also like a way to show you being successful, because that hopelessness, it comes it usually comes after, like when Brandon said, I was just scared, right? If Brandon couldn't get over being scared, he would fall into a hopeless state, and then he would do crazy things on the streets. Like we don't understand that while we're young, that if we don't sort of get out of our little ruts, we end up not caring about anything, and then all of our actions, they seem unrealistic,
Nah, it's
right?
facts. That's
Yeah,
facts.
and we don't
It's
we, we
facts.
don't we don't talk about it. We don't talk like, hey, this is hard right now. The things you're looking at, but you're gonna have to figure out how to make it right. It's gonna be you. It's gonna be on you. It's gonna be how you make your choices. And a lot of people do be like, for Brandon saying scared, Lenny saying, both of y'all saying your father's there. So imagine a person being scared and not having a father figure.
Yeah, facts.
So you start to see what his actions are going to be already. And that's what you have. You have cities full of these young men who aren't able to get out of that hopelessness.
So you think that's why they may join gangs or be involved in stuff that's illegal, because they need some type of love or attention, right? They want to feel like there's somebody, even though it's negative or is
Well, the gang is different than illegal activity, because the gang comes from wanting to be accepted and be around, to have like a family unit. Like when we got old, I say high school, we started seeing a lot of people coming in Bloods and Crips. But for a long time, our youth, it was like where you was from. It was neighborhoods. It was just like, no, I'm from here. I just rock with them. I grew up with them. That's our neighborhood. We hold it down. We the younger generation, and that's what it was. You just, had a bond, especially if you were in that situation where you were in a deprived home of other young men, young women that was in that same situation. Y'all kind of fed each other. Now, some of it evolved to gang activity, but some of it was beautiful, but it just wasn't nurtured, right?
So you saying gangs could be a good thing, a positive thing, if it was done correctly or used correctly?
People coming together, period, is a good thing. We designed to be together in a tribal fashion, but it's about what's the atmosphere.
Absolutely, good point.
Yeah, the gang is nothing more than a community.
Yeah,
the cops are a gang.
Facts.
Yeah, they take care of each other. That's whatever we got to do.
I know you're right. This is all the same. You're right. Whether that be you got a golf buddies or people at work you bang with, it's all the same concept. It's just like-minded people. Like we doing right now, it's the same. But it's just how you use that energy is how I'm looking at it. I never seen gangs, when you talking about Bloods and Crips, being a positive thing, other than they better not cross paths and it's gonna be trouble and you better just watch out. That's how I always looked at it growing up.
But we learning now that all the inceptions of, you got Vice Lords, Gangster Disciple, Bloods, and Crips. They were all started as community organized, sort of
Black Panther type form.
Right.
They all started out with
positive vibes, right?
Yeah, trying to get at these young boys we just tried to explain. These kids who are in these hopeless states. Trying to get them together, trying to say, hey, you can do better. Let us help. Let us show you.
Mm-hmm.
It started taking a turn for it once society started noticing that they were helping the community, not hindering the community.
They started becoming a threat to society. I got you.
A lot of COINTELPRO, a lot of crack cocaine,
drugs,
a lot of semi-automatic weapons.
A lot of dads being out the house, no leadership.
It's a lot of books out there for you, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all want to, catch up on COINTELPRO and the effects it had on the 80s and 90s. Well,
and a good book to pick up is The New Jim Crow, author Michelle Alexander. Pick that up if you're trying to get on tap with it.
All right, shout out to Ohio State University for that one.
Yeah, B. Jones is an alum.
Absolutely. I'm not even hip to that book. You gotta put me on to it.
Yeah. When we talking about she's an author, she's like, I think on the head of the law school over there, or in a high position, tenure professor.
Yeah, it's a good.
You gotta put the link in the group chat from Amazon.
Do I need to do that?
Yeah, for sure. I'm not gonna remember the name unless I go back to this podcast.
You don't gotta do it just this moment, but you can do it later.
I'm talking about eventually. Yeah, after this over.
Let me stop Go ahead and
Oh,
do
Irv's
this right
okay.
he's
quick.
gonna hit pause.
Yeah.
Turn my camera off. Like, all right, man.
No, I'm
damn.
just saying when you get a second, you know what I'm saying, this evening.
All right, all right. So, how much more you guys are thinking about this? I mean, let's get some real world
Let's get
situations
into
in
it.
here. You know, let's see what's the most recent one. You know, what's the most recent event where you noticed that you were at this point where, all right, this is getting rough, but I'm gonna have to keep doing this in order to be successful. What's your most recent account of this?
So we still talking about change, right? Growth, development,
Growth.
all that, right?
Correct.
So I mean, you guys probably, if you've read or not read, but you've seen the previous podcast from me going from corporate to having my company 24/7. You know what I'm saying? So coming from having a stable environment for 20 plus years and having a paycheck every 2 weeks, all of a sudden you got to go out and make something shake. This is your livelihood. So for the last two and a half years, it's been all on me trying to make something. You know, make something out of nothing. So it's a little bit different. So it's like I told Irv early offline, P, like I gotta adjust. I gotta evolve. I don't want to be the old man that's late to the party. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about technology and growing with where we at right now. Like reality is economy, the market, business moves forward no matter what. You know what I'm saying? No matter how you want to agree with certain things or not. So I was stubborn in my old ways to not understand how to really utilize internet and how content is so important. Like I'm on Irv now, like bro, ain't no point in us having phone conversations. Let's just go ahead and record. Like we got so many gems and whatever to start just putting on people. Let's record. Like this is content, bro. Like
Right.
everything now is a lesson learned or content. It can be content created for other people before us or after.
Oh, sorry, we got technical
The
difficulties.
government did not like what he was talking about, ladies
Like,
and
hold on,
gentlemen.
brother. You have talk all kind of facts. Let me go
Hey, back to
Bluetooth.
the Bojangles. So but he has some very valid points, I believe. It's for me, like personal success is not is equated by your aura, what you want to, just like we talked about before, personally, just trying to be a fully developed human being, working on yourself. That's when you really find true success. The government did not like what you were saying at all, B.
Oh,
Jones.
I see, man. They cut my internet off, or I didn't pay my bill, one or two.
I
But
smoothed it over for you when you was
oh, it's
gone.
cool.
He
It
hopped
may
in
happen
for you.
again, by the way, people. So I apologize. But go
No
ahead.
worries. Oh,
No, finish your statements.
yeah, what's on
Nah, I
you?
was just talking about, man. I apologize even to you, P. Like I just appreciate y'all, bro. Like the fact we can reconnect and reconvene and kind of start over fresh, and here we are now. Like you know, what I'm saying we talked about this 6, 7, 8 years ago, and it's like, damn, time really don't stay still for nobody, man. And
I
here we
was
are,
I was
2021.
thinking about this earlier to myself, and I was thinking about this the pod and me, B. Jones relationship. We met through you, Irv, but
Absolutely.
I don't got a bad thing to say about Brandon Jones. Like I didn't have a bad experience. I can't say nothing ignorant or like he said some sideways, stuff to me. Not nothing. Not
Well, I
Right.
never.
always showed you love, though,
That's what
bro.
I'm saying. I was
Even
thinking
when
about
Herb
today,
wasn't
like
around.
sometimes you could say, well, so you could detract from people sometimes. You could penny pick stuff. And I was like, I don't got nothing. Just a good
Because you
dude.
gotta remember though, P2, even like when me and Herb was at Nationwide, and you remember me and Jermaine was doing the whole black men you
Yeah,
group
yeah.
stuff, and we put you on like, hey, bring P, let's shop.
Yeah, no, I
We've
appreciate it
been
because
doing this for the last 14, 15 years. It's just now the world can see what we talking about.
no, I
True.
appreciate it. It was
True.
and for me
We've been doing this.
it was a different look. It was a bunch of IT brothers, and it's weird because I do IT now, and I don't know how I bluffed my way into this.
So now
That's
you a
basically what
nerd.
I do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
now you a nerd. You know what I mean?
With
by
the,
accident.
hey,
We used to drop gems.
you a nerd with the radio brain.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, I don't know
You
what
got the
happened.
radio brain, right?
I
With the
looked up at my
radio
job. I was
brain.
like, I do IT work, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Shout out to Jermaine Henderson. Jermaine Henson, right?
Henson, yeah.
Yeah.
Jay Henson, man.
King
This is
Foster Barbershop in Gahanna, Ohio. If you're trying
yeah,
to get
bro.
faded.
So that was 05, '06, I believe, time frame, man. That was 15, 16 years ago. We've been doing this. Just wasn't no
That's the
internet
old
or
Easton. That was the
platform.
old Easton now
Old
too.
Eastern, yeah,
You ain't
day work.
have you been Easton in the last
I ain't
5
been
so
I
years?
haven't been to Columbus in a minute, let alone Easton.
You don't know where they turn that place over. Matter of
Oh,
fact, they
really?
got that Nike spot in that thing now. It's a whole nother world. But let's get away from consumerism. I'm gonna speak about strengths. What
All
was the
right.
question again, Rondell? Reload this. Let's have a conversation.
Well, I was basically asking you for your most recent example of you having to be in that position where things were going to get tough and how you handled it, what you had to do to move forward through it. Brandon has stated that going from corporate to full-time entrepreneur was his most recent one, and that's what he was talking about. So, what what would you say was your most recent little bout you had?
I guess growing in my fatherhood and being a husband in a way, my son 13. It's a different now. I understand it's a different energy I gotta give him. I gotta put him on some things. I gotta show him what working hard really mean and work hard at something. If you want to be successful at something, you gotta put the work in. You gotta put the work in when nobody looking at you. And you gotta be accountable for your actions. And that's something I'm working with my son on right now, on my oldest. So it's just that's the biggest thing I think I've seen. It's just just step into the challenge of being a real father and just give him everything I got. Everything I got might not be adequate for what he want to do, but I'm gonna give him everything I got and try to point him in the direction of things I see that's resources for him for what he want to do.
Me and Irv just talked about that before you came on. We just had the exact same topic as far as with my oldest son, man, and what he's going through and what motivates these young kids nowadays. Because reality is the motivation for the young bulls, it ain't money, man. They don't care about money. It ain't material things like we think it is. All they really want is an iPhone and an Xbox and some food, and they good. They don't care about the stuff we care about.
Give me some Wi-Fi. Give me get a Wi-Fi,
baby. Some Wi-Fi, baby.
Man. Before when we were growing up, it was J-Day, and then when you turned 16, you wanted to get a car, you wanted to go to prom, you wanted to plan for your adulthood. These kids nowadays, bro, have no direction when it comes to their future, what they want to do. That's why, to P's point, the OGs, pops, grandpops are more vital than ever right now because they need that direction.
Yeah,
it's the off the porch generation is dead.
Say it again.
The off the porch generation is dead.
Oh, for sure. So tell
these
more
kids
about
these kids want to be on the porch. Remember, we couldn't wait till somebody in your family say you can go ahead down the street.
Oh,
go be off the porch. Like go ahead down. That's what they doing. You couldn't wait for that day.
And you were hearing the fading around in the background. And don't forget to be back before the street line.
There you go.
We lived for that day.
That's all we had, though. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have any technology besides playing Nintendo or Sega, but we want to go outside and play sports, play dodgeball. You know what I'm saying? Go to the park. We was outside 4 or 5 hours easily. Your parents had to call you back to the crib. You're exactly right. So what are the kids' motivation nowadays in 2021, 22? They got to look forward to. They got everything they basically need as far as survival.
All they care about is reselling Jordans.
All right, well,
I did it.
All right, well, so they're not trying to get rich. They're not trying to really. I mean, are they prepared?
Well, what's getting rich though? Let's define that. What's getting rich? Because when you say get rich, everybody equates a monetary value. But getting rich doesn't always equate to you being the most wealthiest person.
No, not at all. I mean, as far as like just doing what you want to do. I guess to a certain degree, most of them are because they don't want to do anything. So it's like they are doing what they want to do, and that's be lazy, be bums. And it's like as an old head now, I'm looking at like you don't want to put the work in. You don't want to get up and grind. Like I was telling Irv, my son doesn't get up till about 11 or 12 on a good day. Most time he'll get up at 1 o'clock. And
you better than me. I be waking him up. Get up. We about to go ahead and do some more. We got some calisthenics. I got these kettlebells.
He's 20. He's
20 though. Right? Yeah.
He's
about to move out.
Do we go? So is he a nightlife guy in the Atlanta area?
Nah, he don't do the party stuff. He's just new to getting his feet wet. Like when he was growing up as a teenager, he lived with his mom in Ohio and he wasn't really into a lot of the like popular stuff. So he was more of a homebody, man. So he's a late bloomer. So he just got his license when he was 18. You know what I'm saying? He had a girlfriend in high school and dated and stuff like that, but he had his girls drive him around. So he didn't really develop.
He was pimping.
He was pimping.
Call it what you want to call it, brother. I don't call it pimping. I call it just being a bum and like the TLC song "No Scrubs," like passenger side dude. That's what I call it.
All right, we get it. He was pimping. Okay, cool.
He was having his way.
I call it Bumville, but that's just me. But now, you know what I'm saying? He got
that's
his
what
own
lame,
whip.
That's what lames call pimps.
All right, cool. I'll be the lame. But now he got his own car. He got a little bit of money in his pocket, so he's good. So to him, having a couple $1,000 is like, to your point, P, he feel like he worth $10 million. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He got nothing he really worried about. He got food in his stomach, got money in his pocket, got a car. He good.
Now let's juxtapose this scenario, right? Because at 20, I would have wanted that. I would have wanted to be able to just do the bare minimum and be out of people's hair. And I don't think, even though that's what he's doing, he would still find himself having a problem surviving if it wasn't you in his life. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. He would be
Right.
at home with his mama in the basement, no
But
doubt.
we would not have.
No, he would have found a way to get out. Yeah, true.
But we would have been cool. Like if that's where we were at, that would have been less strenuous than where we were actually at.
You think so?
Man,
It was hard if you could put
being in your
yourself
mom's
out there.
basement.
Well, no, because that's the I say coward's way out, but that's the easy way out. It's comfortable. It's something it's comfortable.
There you go.
But to put like for you, when you came to Ohio State, did you come with anybody from Lima you knew was coming there?
No. Listen, we can
You just
talk
came
about
on
that
your
story
own,
too,
right?
Yeah. So we talking about change. Let's go to Ohio, the Ohio route. When I went to school, I was supposed to go to junior college play basketball, but I decided to go ahead and go a different route. I didn't want to play basketball anymore because I wanted to play at a higher level, but I only got recruited by junior college. Cool. Everybody I went to high school went to UC, Cincinnati, or they went to Toledo. You know what I'm saying? So I went a different route, and I went ahead and applied to O State, and I got in. I was the only person that I knew of, besides a couple of other cats from my high school that went to Ohio State, but my best friends went to UC. So I went ahead and went to O State. So I was kind of a pioneer when it came to that. So I know people in Columbus, but it was, coming from Lima to Columbus is a huge jump.
Now, how different would that have been if when you graduated, your father was like, all right, well, you can do this, and this will put this much money in your pocket, and
my dad wasn't like that, by the way, but
we understand that. I'm just saying, knowing that your grind was what it was, if you would have had that option, you could have taken advantage of it, right? It wouldn't have been a fallback. Like if that was a situation that was available, you would have been able to take advantage of it, correct?
What you mean? Tell me more. Keep going.
All right, so
he's saying if your father had the ability to invest in you post college, financially, opportunity wise, maybe you want to do this, he knew a guy in that field, things like that.
Because if you were in your son's position, you would be trying to do the same thing.
I would be having the Bentleys, and my dad got them vets.
Yeah,
come Bentleys, Maseratis.
That's what I'm.
So you saying so you basically saying my pops was connected back in the '90s, where they had given me an advantage in terms of.
Not advantage. You would have known how to take advantage of whatever was offered. Like that's what we have in us that our kids don't have. They don't see.
They got information, man. You're right.
They don't see that
they plugged in.
Right. They have all this opportunity. What they see is that I'm comfortable.
Yeah, there you go.
They got all the information with no hustle.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
So they have nothing then.
Yeah,
they have no hustle, no work.
A dumb hustle will get you 2 out of 10 times. A dumb hustle will get you 2 out of 10 times, like just a lick.
So to your point though, Herb, so think about that for a minute, bro. Again, we the old dudes. I get it. Y'all probably saying these dudes is old. But back in '99, how did you watch a movie? You probably went to a movie theater, or you had a DVD, or you might have had a VHS player, right?
Right. Either you went to the actual theater, you had a bootleg, or you had somebody that had pay-per-view that had
bullshit. He was living in New York City in '99. He had everything.
Oh, go '98. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Because I was in the country and I ain't see nothing.
So you
I went to school in the country. I saw whatever they showed on campus in the auditorium.
But stay on that point though. So, but you wanted to rent a movie. Where'd you have to go to rent a movie?
Blockbuster or John Evil.
So, where did your kids go to now to rent movies or fire a movie?
Apple TV.
How long?
Disney Plus.
How long?
Netflix. Nanoseconds.
Okay, there you go. Nanoseconds. Literally.
You ever watch on Netflix and go and watch an hour of previews and not pick nothing? You used to be like, I'm just gonna go to sleep.
Sounds like a typical Sunday to me.
It's like I don't know what to watch. It's too much. I'm going to sleep.
But let's stay on that point for a minute though. So you said nanoseconds or a few seconds to pick out what they want to watch, and you got high speed internet. The movie's gonna be crispy. It's gonna be in 1080 or 4K, whatever, and they can sit back and just chill and pick out thousands of millions of movies in a matter of minutes, right?
Forget that. You can pause it and leave it and go do some shit and come back and it start right where you left it at.
Okay, so
just right where you left it at.
All right, and that's while they're doing this, while they're on their smartphones or iPad or a laptop, they're able to multitask. They're able to do things at warp speed that would take us literally hours to do, whether that be get a ride at Blockbuster, whether that be go get some popcorn, go get some food, ordering a pizza, whatever it is. They can do all these things from their app nowadays. So to a certain degree, like they're basically set up to be lazy. Like they have no choice but to be lazy because everything is so easy to get to now.
I appreciate you, B. Jones, because you brought the movies, and I had to start earlier that these kids miss out from let's say 16 to 21, 16 to 20, you dating. What's the best place to take a young lady when you dating?
Movie theater.
Movie theater. These kids don't even know about that.
There
I
you
was
go.
like, listen, that was my plan. Let's go to this $1.50 movie, hang out. That was my
Yeah.
whole move all day.
Food and movie. If you had
They
the money, of
don't even
course.
understand what that even is going on.
Having
Like
a
I'm
date,
gonna watch.
right?
We gonna eat the same time and watch at the same time on the phone.
All right. So we talking about changing and evolving. Like we're changing and evolving, but is all that good though, or is it cool to go back to the some things to how it was when you had to actually have social skills and communicate with people and ask people questions and network and you know what I'm saying you had to go to a girl and approach her and not be weird about it, but actually have game and you want to go out meet tonight, you want to go to a movie or whatever it is, instead of being able to swipe left, swipe right, and she accepts your pictures, whatever she accepts. You know what I'm saying? Like the world's just is changing, but I think some of it could be like neutral or bad. It may not always be good though either.
It's on to the elders and the parents. You got to give the kids up the game, that your life, your history, understand what you come from. Because see, if you equip your son with the game you had from back then to the period what's going on now, he about to be running circles around everybody because he understand what real physical contact was. Like you put your son on, let's take a girl to the movies. You gonna blow her mind because she ain't never even been to the movies with nobody. You know, your generation. It's just we have to pass on the knowledge of what we had, and they adapt to it and mold it to what they got now. But if kids don't have that base, their history, they don't really understand what came before them. I think it's key to pass on knowledge. That's the key. Just pass on knowledge, and they might not always adapt and use it the way you want them to, but just give them the information and let them make their own decisions.
So stay on that point. Again, it's not about the movies, whatever. It's just more about the thinking and the process. So if you want to take a girl to the movie, you 16, 17, you probably either got to ask your parents for their car. If you don't got a car, you had to get there somewhere. You got to get a ride. So there's more steps involved for you just asking her out. It's how you going to get there. How
You
you
got
going
the
to pay
nuts to
for
see
it.
her father, whoever the father figure was. You got to go to the
You had to
door,
call the
knock on the
house.
door, say, "Hey, is Marissa in there? We going to the movies. How you doing, sir? Yeah, I'm such and such. My
Okay.
people's is such and such. You know our
Hey,
pedigree.
we
It's a
got
whole
all right,
process
some process
of being a
involved,
young
right?
man. You got to go through to get to them steps. Yeah, most
There you
definitely.
go. You call her house, her mama pick up, her pops pick up. You know what I'm saying? Late night, you want to talk to her, but it's too late to call the crib. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you have a car to pick her up? Do you have a license? These are things that motivate you to want to change and do better for yourself because you don't want to be under your parents' tutelage and be bossed around all the time. So, I mean, it helped you evolve.
It sounds like we have debunked a mystery, and the mystery is social media actually social? And it's not,
Mm-mm.
because when we had none of this, we were with each other as much as we could.
Absolutely.
And now that we have all this connectivity, people don't want to be around people at all.
At all. And the pandemic didn't help either. So, I mean, that made it worse.
Yeah, so it's just we we created this monster. So
Yeah.
it's our responsibility to mold it to what it should be.
So to your point, though, it's two parts, right? So one part is great from a business standpoint, in that you can go directly to the consumer without the middleman being involved. You got a product or service that you're offering. That there's so many apps and there's so many products out there that people can buy straight from you. That's dope from a business standpoint. But from a social, like just socializing and just being able to interact with people, it's horrible. I'm not a fan of social media when it comes to interacting with people. Like, do you know how hard it would be for a regular guy to get a date nowadays? Like to have the courage to go up to a girl or have a profile on Tinder or IG to ask a girl for a phone number, and she's already got 20 dudes in her inbox want to holler at her, and then you got to be the cream of the crop. Like the game done changed, bro.
But what's wrong with striving for that though?
Because most dudes don't want to put the work in, bro.
But that, do you ever remember that? Do you ever remember that part in your life where you was like, man, I'm just gonna stop putting this work in and try to get at these?
Nah,
I
but
don't
we
I
cut
don't
from a
rem-
different cloth though, man.
but
So
they our kids, so they gonna still have a piece of this game in them.
It's
It's
genetics.
Yeah, we don't know, we are unaware of how to actually activate the people coming up behind us. We don't know how to activate them. Like what activated you? It was your
mm,
it was your foundation. It was the people around you. And then you look at them
environment, bro.
and their environment is completely changed. there's no way to judge people's social morals, values, and ethics.
Well, let's go there if you want to go there, man. Again, this ain't trying to offend nobody. I ain't trying to put nobody down. I'm not better than nobody. I'm still trying to live day to day and make it like the next man. But reality is, man, I came from a shitty town. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted more for myself. Let's keep it a buck. Like,
Let's be honest. Let's be real.
yeah,
The story of America. Most great people come from shitty towns.
absolutely.
You ain't never heard no great person come from, like, it's a rarity. People come out of New York City as a great person. Like a lot of your billionaires, especially the tightest industry, all come off country ass areas.
Oh, absolutely.
Just made something happen.
That's America, period, though. That's where middle
Yeah.
America is where everybody's located for real, for real. I mean, let's
Most
be honest
definitely.
about it. Yeah. I mean, you got the New Yorks and the LAs and the Houstons, but those are far in between. Most of them are middle America, and most people live in regular houses, do regular things. So I get all that. But when you come from environments where you see like all people strive for is being the high school hero. Like I didn't want to be Al Bundy, bro. That wasn't gonna be my story. Where
Let me tell you, stop. Al Bundy grew up across the street from me.
Youngstown favorite.
oh yeah,
Youngstown
he's from the
favorite.
wild too, right?
I know, but I know his mother when I was a little kid. She still lived there. She left because she was older, but right across the street from me in the hood, like in the city, like Al Bundy,
Yeah.
YO, shout out to Al Bundy, man. What's his name?
Ed O'Neill.
Ed O'Neill,
baby.
Yeah,
Ursuline High School, baby.
Yeah, great actor, man. But I'm just saying, but he got out.
Better athlete.
He's a great athlete.
He was a great athlete.
Oh, was he?
Yes, he was.
So he has a scholarship fund for Ursuline. It's a Catholic school, and basically the scholarship fund is to pay for players to come to the school that's not in the area. Like for the great player, like we cover the tuition for these people. That's what I believe it is. Don't quote me, internet. If I'm wrong, I love it. But
take that.
That's what I believe. Someone told me that's what they do with the funds that's generated from that scholarship fund.
Take that, Warren Harding.
Oh, was that your rival?
Nah, they just was good for stealing our people.
Recruiting?
They took Maurice.
They Ursuline's rival for us.
Yeah.
They usually like the same division, and they both high level football teams.
Yeah. I remember that. Took Claret. I remember that story. Yeah.
No, he was at Fitch though. He was in Austintown, I think, his freshman year, and they came and snuffed him out. And they was already loaded.
Politics, that's how it works. But nah, so back to the small town, like it's like when you see high school heroes that are bums or didn't make it out the city or got regular job.
There's no high school heroes from Youngstown, Ohio that's bums.
I'm just being transparent though, man. I'm not calling anybody out. I'm not saying
I gotta go home still.
No, I get it. I'm not making fun of nobody in particular. I'm just saying, like,
and Lima popping.
Nah, I ain't
Granville Waiters from Lima, right? Is it Granville Waiters?
Yeah.
Or Greg Simpson.
Greg Simpson. Granville Waiters from Columbus.
Yeah,
Greg
Simpson from Lima.
Greg G. Simpson from Lima. We got a lot of good athletes from Lima. That's the problem, though. Like, you ask me what he's doing now.
That was a long time ago, man. That's like 40 years ago.
Nah, man. Greg G. Simpson was only like 6 years older than us. So he was about 47, 48. So, but he's two-time Mr. Basketball, Ohio State, Mr. McDonald's, all that. You know what I'm saying? So, and after him, we had some great players too. Like we had Xavier Simpson. He's from Lima.
The point guard. What's the point guard from Ohio State?
The
point guard from Ohio State, the light-skinned boy.
He's from Lima too.
Yeah, I think he was a Mr. Ohio. His
Jamar Butler.
Yeah,
Jamar Butler. Like we had some dogs from the bean. But again, what are they doing now? I don't know.
I'm not sure. Let you tell the story. They bums.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
I bet you they ain't robbing and killing and selling crack.
Okay, so
I bet you they ain't doing that.
So
at all.
if you're saying they work with civilians and do regular jobs,
I mean, I'm sure they should stop. Whatever they live in the community, they good, outstanding citizens. Like their neighbors probably like them.
But that's a downgrade though, Lenny. That's my point though. You can't go from being Mr. Basketball, being all world, and all of a sudden you working at the mailbox or post office.
Hold on, but that's extremely possible, and that's what. That's what we haven't normalized. Like that's why I was speaking about your son. Like that should be cool because we know inside of you that you might just be in a bad spot right now because things didn't turn out the way it's supposed to be. You know, so now you in that scared point, right? But we don't want you to go into hopeless because hopeless is when dudes start becoming the bums. When you get to hopeless, but a lot of dudes just fall off. You can't be mad.
Well, think about this. You think about this. Say Lima, right? Say you got a brother went to school, ain't make it pro. Was God in Lima, right? He loved Lima, but he can't really come home comfortable because everybody asking him what happened, why you not in the league. Wherever he at, he could have got his degree who got his bachelor's, graduate degree, living a great life, making 6 figures.
That ain't happening,
professionally.
no P.
But yeah, I'm just saying. But when we see them, we like, well, so why
That's
you
a
ain't go to
success
the
story.
league? But no, I know this story for myself. It's like I understood why some people come home to Youngstown because people ask questions. It's like, yo, man,
They embarrassed.
I
Right?
did great, but no, they're embarrassed. I'm just trying to talk to y'all about this because I'm living a great life. I'm just gonna stay where I'm at, living my great life.
But they got out. They got out of the YO though. They left though, right?
Yeah, man.
Different city.
They
That's a win right
accomplished
there.
the objective to get
That's
out the
a win.
city and sustain a life for yourself. That's the
a
objective.
win. But we gonna have a real conversation though. We gonna BS it though, man. The question, the name of the podcast is what? You gotta change to evolve and grow, right? For success.
Yeah. Well, I was saying that
honest,
touched
though.
home for me because I do know people that I'm just like, yo, I could because I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't an animal, I wasn't a dog going to play sports, but I can see what somebody had. You put so much hope and dream in somebody, and they don't fulfill what you think they should fulfill.
Tough.
And you, but they life might be better than yours. You know, it was like you didn't go pro, but I got a degree, I got a job, a car, and a house, or the family. Cuz
listen, that's why I was saying
that's success though, Lenny. That's still success.
I would take Caleb's spot right now. Right now.
You be in the basement right now playing PlayStation.
Right now, but my hustle is what my hustle is. But those actual positions that we find these people in, they're not really bad. You know, it is what it is. You hope that they come out of that and become what you consider them to be great. But those little windows that we find ourselves in, it's all about how your mindset is in that window. Like Caleb could be feeling the same way. Like, yo, I don't want to go back to Columbus because my rep back there was this, that, and the third. And now
He wants to go back now.
Now
it's done.
Because you put him on the game, so you see how you.
I'll put him on the items, not the game, the items.
But you see how you activated that part of him.
Yeah,
you literally set something new, set a new flame under him. But it took that being apart, being not being apart, being together, you know, being around each other to see this. People don't get that. People, how you explain, they're up there. They're in the prime, and then they fall off, and then somebody's saying, "Look at this bump."
So, and let's be honest. So it goes back to we talked about last episode or before. Having the biggest house in the neighborhood at an early age is not good, bro. You don't want to have the biggest house or biggest pool, as I call it, in the neighborhood. You want to be able to evolve slowly and gradually, and take L's and learn and be pushed back. So if you all world, like take G Simpson for example, you all world McDonald's at 18, 19, and everybody's supposed to go to the NBA after your freshman, sophomore year, that's a lot of pressure. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole point of this conversation, I wanted to have it because especially for young black men, stop relying on your athleticism and your athletic gifts to make it in life. Like use your intellectual property, your intellectual intelligence to make it, because that is going to be used for the rest of your life. And that's a bar, by the way. So you can use that for, you can clip that. But I'm just saying, that's a bar, bro. Stop relying on your physical attributes to be successful, because everything we're talking about is based on a high school athlete, a college athlete, and you're not gonna make it to the league. Let's keep it a buck. Most people make it to the league aren't even in the league that long anyway. So why not do something that you can do long term that's gonna make you money for your family, or push you to go to the next level wherever you want to go with your own personal goals. I'm not saying you gotta be Kanye West or be Jeff Bezos. That's not what I'm saying for success. The point of growing and evolution is whatever your goals are. So if that's for Lenny getting out the YO, if that's for Irv being in Seattle now, telling me, B Jones, I love it over here, man. I was in DC and Columbus before, but now I just live in New York. Like you got world experience, bro. You can speak from that firsthand on meeting new people, networking, and putting yourself in better positions. That's all I'm saying. To me, that's success, bro. It's not about the money. It's not about the material stuff. It's about you pushing yourself and meeting your goals. That's it. No. If you still at home in the YO in Lima at the YMCA, talking about the game you had 99 or 98, 97, I can't bang with you, pimp. I can't.
Well, hold on. If I go to the Y in Youngstown, Ohio, downtown, I might tell you about 95 me. I'm like, listen, man, back in 95, man. So it's about setting,
But you live in Columbus, though, bro.
I think one thing we can't disparage is the idea of, especially young kids who come up in the background where they're not getting the tutors they deserve in the home. The experience of playing sports and having success has been their first taste of, if I put this hard work in and I stay on the path, I can have success. And that's an easy lesson for them. That's kind of harmless. And that's what we got to respect in a way. Understand we respect that high school, junior high athletics as a kid coming from a impoverished area where it can help build some self-esteem in you to help you grow. But we got to nurture them properly. The problem is they're not getting nurtured properly. They get that, they win that championship, and then it's just no one is really following through with them.
So what happens after college, though, P? What happens after high school when they aren't demanding anymore, and all of a sudden
you got to make it happen? This is America. America is not dummy fools. You got to make it happen. You out here.
Okay.
America make money off swallowing up people. They make money off the poor. The biggest thing you could do is make sure you're not the man they making money off of.
And even if sports is your ticket, you have to know that it's life after. It's life. Yeah, it's life after that. So
I heard Bobby Porter say to that interview he was spending money in NBA in his career. And he's like, I can't play basketball forever. And I know this. And he's like, I'm planning for financially, for the rest of my life, how I'm getting my contract.
Evolution.
Because he realized I'm not playing this for, I'm lucky if I get 10 to 15 years out of this.
Evolution. NBA. Bars. Evolution, bro. But that's right there. Mindset more than anything else.
Our kids are the ones who need to start talking like that, because we know it, and and we be saying it, but we won't start seeing, I think, a large change in our society until our kids actually believe that. They know it, but the way the world operates, it's hard to use that type of currency. Like they can't get fulfillment for living the way we used to live.
Oh, not at all.
They'll look weird,
Mm-hmm.
They'll look weird trying to do the things we're telling them to do, even though it's gonna help.
Different hunger though, man. Different hunger level though, bro. It's different. You talking about survival in our era and what we went through. You're trying to survive, man. These kids ain't gotta survive no more. They call Lenny, they call you. They need something, and you got them. You're gonna take care of them. They always got a plan B, plan C, no matter what.
But I'm happy about that. But I'm happy about that, because the flip of that would just be more stress. I'm sort of excited that I'm in that position, but I'm understanding those like old proverbs where they say like iron sharpens iron. And,
for sure.
The people who grew up hard end up making lives for their kids that's easy, and then these kids who grew up easy end up making lives for their kids hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just that
bars.
You gotta do the work.
You gotta do the work, and you can't
avoid
be afraid of the work.
The work is the work. That's whatever you're doing. But I think for me personally, the bigger thing is working on yourself, ever evolving, ever accepting new information, new technology, taking it in, understanding what it is. You gotta work on yourself harder than you work on anything else in life. Because if you work on yourself, you're going to attract those things you want in your life.
And those moments where it's about to lead to hopelessness, those are the moments where that's the real you. And you need to really focus when you start feeling like that, because this is the real you. This person that will go into a hopeless state.
Dealing with adversity, right?
Right. This is the actual you.
Yep.
And you need to learn how to control this, because it's the only thing that's going to push you out of your comfort zone into that success track.
So let me ask y'all this then, man. So like we talked about last episode or a couple episodes before, get in the ring as an entrepreneur or a businessman or whatever you decide to do in life. You got to get in the ring and spar. You got to get knocked out to get back up, get knocked out, get back up over and over again. But what if these kids don't want to get in the ring anymore, man? What if they don't want to get in the ring, period? They like, nah, I'm cool. That was you, Dad. That was you, P. I don't want to do what you did. I want to just do me.
What's a different reference point? What got our attention won't get their attention. So we got to, as adults, we got to figure that out. Each kid is different, unique to itself. But we got to make these young people be uncomfortable. Well, it's a lot of adults need this lesson too. But you need to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's when you grow, and that's when you learn it. So you should always look to be in uncomfortable situations and find your way out. It's part of life. It's what life is. Life.
So let's use that reference back to the YMCA in next time. And your boy sees you. What up, P? Remember that game we had in '97, man? We lost to Mooney, and you dropped 6 points.
I wasn't even there. I wasn't even at school. But
I'm just saying. But use that for an example, though. You know what I'm saying?
No. It's a
24 years ago, by the way, P. But go ahead.
Well, for me, it's unique for me, and I think the same your boy. I haven't properly lived in Youngstown, nor you Lima since high school. You've been out there. You might go home for the summer in school in a couple of months, but you didn't properly live there. You just never go home again. But listen, I went my first 2 years out of college. I went home in the summer, and it's you when you leave and you come back.
Too, right?
It didn't feel weird, but you saw your growth. You saw how you changed. You saw you mature. Even it's the confidence knowing I went here with some people I didn't even know, integrated myself and made my own name, my own space of the person I am. And that's a confidence booster. But you come home and you kind of see people, just, you see people in the same situations you knew prior. It's not growing. That's having grown. You see that. And for me, it's always been a refreshing thing to go home since I left. And it kind of always gave me an energy boost to know that I'm on the path. I'm on my path. I got to get back to where I'm at and to keep doing what I'm doing because I'm on my path. And I never came home and slight anybody. I always came to show love. I always brought what I found out here in the world. Like, hey, man, I saw this. I saw that. Check this out. If you ever over here, do this. So it's not like I look down on those that never left Youngstown, but they give me an energy that I always need. They replenish me when I go home.
Keep going, right?
Yeah, they know I'm on my path striving. And I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing in this life. And I just think we as our age group, we got to find our kids. We got to meet them in the middle of the road and just stay adapted to this technology and how things moving, so we can always reach them in that middle of that road. Because it's different. I ain't got time to keep all of this TikTok, all that. I ain't got time for that, But we gotta make an effort to know how to reach them, how to find them in the middle of that road.
Yeah, good point. When Caleb is your age, there will be intergalactic travel.
Oh, for sure. We're getting there now.
The Mandalorian.
Facts.
So these are this world that they're walking into. They really need to hunker down and start investing on what they consider their purpose.
Yep.
I didn't have you for fun. That's what I have to start telling my daughters. Like,
yeah,
you're a resource.
We got purposes here, man.
Yeah, you a security number.
You gotta start putting in your end of the work, right? And they don't right now. It doesn't seem like they understand it. They know it. They know that they have to do A, B, and C to get something from us.
Yeah.
But they don't. They kind of. They don't understand how they're going to succeed any other way. Without that consistent interaction. We stayed with consistent interaction. This lockdown is the first time in our entire history
had to be still.
That we had to be still.
Literally.
Now my mother's lifetime, I think a war was going on, so it might have been some things that shut down when sirens went off and things like that, but it wasn't no lockdown. And my grandmother was in Jim Crow, so they couldn't go places anyway.
That means it was every 100 years something just happened.
Right. So right now we in something that hasn't happened.
Never. Yeah. So let me ask this question. Let's end it on this real quick. So, P, I know you went to Wilberforce, right? Which is probably like 3 hours from the YO, 2.5 hours from Youngstown.
Well, like 3.5.
3.5. What made you pick Wilberforce, which is an all black school too, right?
Yeah, it's weird story. So my mother went to Wilberforce. I had a bunch of family to Central State. She was just wanting me to check it out, so I went and visited. Like on, you go down your senior year campus visit day. Actually met a dude that day from Detroit, Michigan. We became good friends all through my career to Wilberforce, but I was head over heels to go to Tuskegee because I had a one in that they was gonna let me try out for the basketball, try to be in the basketball team. I was like, I want to go to Tuskegee. You know what I'm saying? Like I could probably play ball. They ain't, it was looking shaky, and it was just like Alabama. My father's from Alabama. I spent summers down there. My family down there. And last minute, I just ended up going to Wilberforce. Said, forget it. Stay close to home. My mother was happy, and I got sick as hell my freshman year. Like
Let's talk about it.
Bacterial infection. I was down and out. And my mother's like, she came to the hospital, saw me. I'm on the hospital bed looking IV. She's like, if you was Alabama, we could even get to your punk ass. You see what you did? She made a good decision. I was like, I feel like I'm about to die right now.
So did you ever get homesick?
No, not at all. Cause I'm only child, so I'm weird like that. An introvert only child. But then I had an aunt who was she was a stable woman still to this day that lived in Columbus. So whenever I was down there too long, she would come get me. It's like an hour from Columbus take me to her house, I could wash my clothes there. She'd give me some home cooking,
Home
chicken in Columbus, and come back down there. So that was the breakup for me, being able to go an hour away to Columbus to visit my aunt, which who attracted me to come here and live post graduation.
So Irv, you on the other hand, though, you scorched the earth, my G. You went to got a basketball scholarship, went to what, LIU?
LIU CW Post.
Yeah, man. So you was in the big city, bro. So that had to be, you talk about changing and evolving. You went from YO to the biggest city in the United States. So what was that like?
To actually to believe your lane, like to have it all like come like full vision that you are the least likable person in this circle right now because you don't know nothing. You're not hip to any lingo, any attire, any places, not even mentalities. You know, being gangster was nothing to a person in New York. Like me, being about that life is like, yeah, everybody.
They probably thought you was country, right? From Ohio, from the Midwest.
I couldn't even get people to say I was from Ohio. It was Idaho.
Yeah.
Or Iowa. And I'm like, all right.
I never heard of Ohio, right?
And it's like one state over. Just
I know, right? Hour flight. Yeah, facts.
Yeah. So it was
So how were you able to adjust so quickly? Or did you adjust?
Well,
I got a guess.
What?
Which was weird for all of us. I think our generation, we all kind of equated to East Coast culture through hip hop.
Oh, absolutely.
So we all got some type of one in what's going on the East Coast because
hip
hop.
Yeah. Sure.
And that was that era. Like you kind of like we listened to that. So you was kind of like, I kind of know what's going on, but I don't know what's going on.
Late 90s, absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean that helped being cool with their music. But I never really gave a shit. Like the truth is the truth. It was like, I'm not going to wallow in this. So I started becoming more Ohio.
Let me tell you something funny. So I went to their graduation because most people I knew graduated that year ran. And they was every time people got scholarship, they told you the financial amount it was for 4 years. So he went to a private school for basketball. It was a crazy amount of money. And they said the money that he was getting for a scholarship, everybody's like, what the fuck? Everybody in the crowd was looking around. Like, is that for real?
138,
like, what happened?
138, 700.
Damn. So it was a private school?
Yeah, it was a private school.
So you was there for how many years? 2? A year?
1 year.
So typical Irv. Got tired of it, huh?
Yeah.
He got tired of living in New York, getting all the clothes.
I didn't understand the pay system. I felt some kind of way. And if I'd have knew more about it, I probably would have stuck it out. But I was broke, and the only real method to get school was division. No, it was NAIA. So it wasn't like it was a full ride. They said if you pass every one of your classes, then we'll keep renewing this scholarship every year. But you can't work at all. And I kind of felt like I should still be able to work because I'm not getting no money. My mom not sending.
So you
money
didn't care about basketball at all, from the sounds of it.
No.
Obviously.
Y'all couldn't do work studies?
Yeah, you could do work study, but you can only get so many hours.
Yeah, you go get so many hours a week.
And I was like, yo, it's New York, man. I don't get any help.
Nah, it's Long Island.
Yeah, it's Long Island. It's extremely expensive. It was like $13 to buy a Subway.
Damn. This is back in the 90s, bro. Sheesh.
Yeah. It was crazy in some spots.
So you had no choice but to change or adapt or figure some stuff out to get to your level you wanted to get to. So after you went to LIU, what was next after that? You went to another college?
I went to CW Post. CW Post. For all my posties out there.
I don't know what you talking about.
He said LIU. I want to say CW Post. So everybody recognize.
Same school.
Well, I've met graduates from CW Post, and I know they get particular about LIU compared to CW Post.
Oh, you mean the Brook? Okay, I got.
Yeah, you have to brag the technical school branch of it. They like, nah, I want the Post because like that's something else.
It's like the branch. I got you.
I went to Westminster, and that wasn't.
Was that in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, that was right.
Amish country.
It's like 8 miles behind my house.
How long was you there?
Like 1.5, man.
Oh man! So the whole other topic should be, why can't Irv stick to something? That should be the real topic, man. Irv is the most He's the most adapt, change type of dude you ever gonna meet, bro.
Man, that Westminster, that probably was like my first bout with like real bad depression.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah, because I messed up my knee, and I did the rehab, and I just like because basketball wasn't really life for me, man. I was always trying to get to this bag, really. And once that rehab kicked in, and you wasn't gonna be able to court.
That's why you different, bro. You one of them ones for real. I told you that. You just different, man.
I went to visit him down there. Now you said it. I was like, yeah. And I think back on the past. So at the time I had no idea to identify he felt depressed. It was just, we was just like we kicking it. My man Angel couldn't kick it with him. And I look back on it like, yeah, he was hurting. Like, there's no life now. I look back on it like we ain't speaking on stuff. But I was like, yeah, it was we was wilding. I went to go visit him at that school. We was wilding in that little Amish town.
Yeah, my family was catching cases.
Oh gosh, he had a lot of issues, a lot of things going on.
Yeah, we had a murder. My first cousin, he caught a triple homicide, and it was just a weird
going on.
Yeah, it was a weird time, man, to be from the city and not have a solid foundation.
And to be so close to at the same time, all this going on. You in school and you isolated, but it's like, 20 minutes away, I can get right back into it.
Because that was probably the wildest. That was probably Irv at the wildest from 19 to 21. It was.
So after Westminster, you went to the military, right?
Shot straight to the military. It was better than.
What made you want to choose that versus just to get out and play basketball or go get a job?
I had the option between going to jail and going to the military. And I took military.
So you was getting in trouble.
Yeah.
I got you.
One prosecution away from a charge. So I'm like, I'm signing up. And it was crazy.
Good times. It was the best of times and the worst of times.
It's crazy because I was in such a hurry to go that I'm just trying to just sign up. And the Air Force was never in the office. It was like 2-3 days in a row. Air Force was never there. And I go over to the Marines and they always there. And I'm like, man, I'm just trying to get out of here. And he was like, all right, man, you gotta take the ASVAB and do this basic test, blah, blah, blah. And so I took the ASVAB. I think my score was like a 92 or something, or 87. It was some ridiculously high score.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, look, man, I'm not even gonna process this. We wouldn't even accept you. I called the dude from the Air Force. He's gonna be here tomorrow. You show up at this time, and they'll go through the process with you and sign you up and stuff. I'm not even gonna make you. You
was he, bro?
Yeah. Okay.
He's
like, you wouldn't survive in the Marines with this high of an aptitude. You wouldn't.
You ain't dumb enough to do this crazy shit.
Yeah, like you're not gonna do the things they're gonna tell you to do.
So you had the intellect then.
I hope so. I did all that Ohio stuff. I did the gifted program and I did Young Scholars. Because Young Scholars, I should have just went to that. I should just went to Ohio State and just screw basketball because I really didn't have that much love for it to be trying to.
You would have been. Y'all would have been in the house at the same time.
Yeah,
exact same time.
We'd have been at OSU at the same time.
You could have played intramurals.
That's the last time I got beat up too. Was going to those Young Scholar programs. I was trying to mess with this girl named Soda Pop. I can't remember her real name, but her nickname.
Oh, so I'm glad her name is Soda Pop.
Her nickname was Soda Pop. And her boyfriend was from East Cleveland. He was a big old.
Oh, he beat the shit out of you.
This dude smacked me up so fast.
Shout out to the EC.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah. But it was just, I don't know, man. I didn't come up correctly, so a lot of the choices that I made, they show that.
Absolutely.
Trial by air.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's why I am adamant about letting people know, hey man, just keep pushing through, man. Like it's going.
I made it, nigga. Like look at me.
You can't stop. That's the key. If you stop, you're gonna fall. You can't stop.
Shout out. Look at me. You hear my story?
Like
you can rewind this and see what's going on and where you came from, bro. That's why the question I had to ask the questions. I think it's a phenomenal story, bro. I'm glad y'all both made it out, man.
I had no choice.
Awesome
but
people.
I had no choice. Nate would kill me if I didn't stick to the plan he had for me.
And that wasn't me. Like I could have just I could have went dark and my family would
federal. Yeah, no doubt.
It's still been cool. Like, shit happened, man. You had a rough life, man. Shit.
Well, that's the whole point of this episode, right? That's the kind of the narrative of Youngstown or small town Ohio is you get in trouble, something things happen. Nobody cares about you. Like it's supposed to happen that way anyway. So you kind of made it out, and you kind of was the exception, not the rule,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
It's
That's all
weird
three
because
of us though.
I think we can agree to this, Swerve, that to be 41 and the people that grew up with us are still alive. I don't care what type of financial position you in. If you still alive, you can feed yourself. You
bars.
winning.
There you go.
You winning right now
Bars.
because it was nothing but darkness. You know, right now it's I was talking to my mother about the crime situation in Youngstown. I was like, these young folks ain't got no hope. Like when we was growing up, we had a little. I had my father. Niggas had a little light of hope. It ain't no light no more. It's just like either I'm out here rapping and killing people. I'm just right here selling dope. It's just nothing positive and even aspire to be or the way out.
Remember, you could play a positive rap album. Like if you could play all the gangster stuff you want, but you like, man, throw that trap on, man. Let me get my vibe on. Let me get my frequency together
Absolutely.
and relax.
But just kid and play. Let's go to the house party.
Yeah,
Kid and play.
yeah. What music is like that now? What music is just
It was a balance. It was a little bit for everything back then. It was categories. It was this. It was that. Now everything's just this. It's
Everything's
one
mostly
lane.
trap now, up tempo beats. You know what I'm saying? Trap music, and it's 24/7. But I mean, you might get like a J. Cole sprinkled in here and there, but he's more of an old school cat now. But you're right, ain't no more the relaxation, the middle ground type of chill music. You can throw on like you said, a Tribe album. You can throw on a Common Sense album.
Dilla,
you know what I mean?
Odyssey.
Odyssey,
Yeah. There you
like,
go. Just vibe out, man. Do you right?
and I still can name dudes now, but they're not mainstream.
They're not soulful though, man. Yeah.
They're not what?
Like as far as having the soul, like having that
the problem, if you take that route,
that
you're not going.
Soul.
Yeah, you're not gonna get promoted. You're not gonna get that record deal. But same for Odyssey. If you willing to say it was put it this way, what's about being successful, right? Is it BT route or is I'm doing this for the next 50 years? I'm doing these numbers. I'm keeping it local. I'm keeping it low, but I'm being successful and I'm making money every year. Well, I'm gonna do all I can, exponential growth wise as BT. Then eventually I sell out to the white man. He cut me a big check, and I'll lose all influence I had in the business world. This is one of those like Odyssey. This guys like I'm just gonna do independent, make my music, spread my message, spread my love, do my little shows. It's enough to survive, and I do it again.
He enjoys his work though.
Yeah, that's the problem. There's no work ethic in a way, and we don't appreciate the journey and the work it takes to need to be put in and be successful. Because no success you want comes overnight.
Nope.
You gotta put from the seed, you put the seed in, you gotta grow the plant, fruit gotta bear. It's a process to whatever you want in life, 10,000 hours theory. So you gotta put the work in. It's unavoidable if you really want to be yours. But the system is set up for us for so much immediate gratification that people just run to give over all their rights to some corporation just to make $1 up front.
And that's the switch you gotta be able to find, right? We know it exists, but you gotta be able to find where that switch is and then turn it. You gotta activate the person literally. If you
turn up.
If you don't do it, man, it's hopeless, and that's the hardest part is trying to reach these kids because they're extremely unique.
Absolutely,
we fit in categories. He's a hooper. He's a football player. He's a pimp. We had these categories. Right now, these kids are all one specific individual thing.
You don't know who the shooter is.
Nah, you're right.
Yeah,
so,
you don't know who the shooter is.
Nah, you're right. To that point, bro. I know this is back to music real quick, but like I was listening to the Breakfast Club that interview. They had a rapper on from New York. He's from like Harlem or the Bronx. And they asked him about, who was his influences growing up from New York. Like he's like 19, 20, 21. He's like, really? I listen to New York music. I can't but listen to Chicago drill music. And I'm like, a New York rapper listening to drill music? And of course, Atlanta is an ultimate rap scene, and everybody must be like Atlanta when it comes to the rap. But like now, New York doesn't have an identity. LA music doesn't sound like LA music anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody sounds the same now. Like
everybody sounds like Atlanta.
Yeah, you don't know who's from where. Like before, like when we grew up or in 2000, you heard the radio, you knew that he's from New York or he's from Houston or he's from LA. You can tell by his beats or the way he rap. But now you don't know where nobody's from because everybody's influenced by the same type of music now.
Regionalism has died. I remember
time.
going to senior night with them our senior year, and it was schools and from all around Ohio at Jogger Lake, Jogger Lake.
Yep.
But I remember everybody having their own lingo. Like somebody here say dog, they say what up, G. And I was sitting there like, this is crazy because everybody got their own saying. It all mean the same thing, but everybody go about a different way. But now with the media, with the internet, basically, we all congeal into saying and doing the same things, moving the same way, which is unnatural. But it's just it's killed the artistry in hip hop most definitely. But it's just unnatural because we can all look in. I can go Instagram right now and pull up a street, a street, and look like what's going on in the street. Who posted pictures on this street today in Atlanta? You know, it's just it's almost unhuman in a way. You shouldn't have that much knowledge if you ain't really going there and living there, moving around.
We've been saying this for thousands of years, though.
Yeah,
you're right.
Know, like everybody don't need all that knowledge, especially if you don't know what to do with it.
Everybody got a smartphone now, so they got it at a fast pace, so they can pull up whatever they want in a heartbeat now. So I mean, gift and the curse, right?
People still ask questions too. People got Apple phones and still ask questions.
Fast.
I could never understand it. If you don't look in your phone and Google it and quit asking me,
facts.
Like you can literally just be like, "Hey Siri."
You can watch a whole documentary on your phone about the whole topic right now, with less than 30 minutes, and you're asking me questions.
But we also don't fully understand it because we deal with our own sort of a fake race issue. Like I know it doesn't bother us, either one of us personally, but we still know that it exists, and we still kind of gotta navigate.
It's in the zeitgeist,
right. But it don't affect us, but we still gotta operate in it. So we kind of got our own little shit we gotta overcome. Because once we see past that, then we start having institutions where we can install these things we need the kids to focus on. Right now, we talking to our kids, but they go to somebody else to learn something. They go to somebody else to work.
For sure. Yeah,
they're
influenced by something else. Absolutely.
Right. We have to.
The idea of self doing for self amongst the Black community in America has been beating murder out of us, out of our DNA. Every neighborhood or city or anything, we try to probably like, okay, we segregated. We can go over here and do this shit by ourselves. We see the history is. It got burnt down. You got the water towns, underwater towns, and all that things. Nature. So I think just like when we look at it, like why can't we work together? I'm like, it's been genetically. We shouldn't be doing this. Like this. If we get together, they're gonna kill us. Let's just not get together. You know. So I think that's. And I mean, we spoke about DNA and past experience of our ancestors. That's a real thing. So it's like what that might be really be encoded in us, not to even want to cooperate with each other for the sake of getting everybody killed.
Absolutely. 100%.
Right. It was the beginning of our demise. You know, basically Africa itself was so diverse that they couldn't come together to fight their oppressor. They had so many internal problems that they couldn't just put them to the side to address the major problem.
My biggest quandary is we here now. So what we gonna do though? Like we know all these things to be fact and you know it's inevitable. What we gonna do? Because we know what it is. The game is the game.
That's why we here though, to help people out, man. Pass this knowledge on to the next generation, document everything and record it so that our kids and their kids can see all this. This is archives now. So
and that the what are we gonna do is hard, right? Because just existing and knowing that is really all you have to do, because your actions are gonna what you do knowing that information is what's important. Like it don't even matter if you have a plan. If you understand this and you move in that understanding, every single thing you end up doing is destroying that. And I don't think we understand that. You know, it's like we feel like we may have to recreate the wheel in order to get out of the situation. Mm-hmm. And it's not. It's like let's take score. Let's understand that this is where we're at right now, and we know all this stuff before us. Now where do we see ourselves? And let's just walk that way.
Absolutely.
You know, let's just walk. Just let's. Hey, we know all this stuff behind, like you said, Pete. We know all this other shit. All right, this is where we're going, and let's just keep doing the work. And we failed here. You know, we start
chip by chip, brick by brick. It just just every step. We got to move forward. You just gotta, like we said, you know, it's a key thing. It's a cliche statement. Knowledge itself. You understand who you are and the world you're in, and move forward. I think we all practice that. I don't think being Black is nothing we will be pity or say we're holding us back is just us not putting the work in. We guys got to sense putting the work in. We got to put you got to do the work. A lot of people use this as a crutch and say, well, this didn't happen because of this. And I'm saying like you didn't happen because you went to the right context. You know, it's just we understand the game, who we are in America, and how to go about the game. You know, everybody got a game plan. You know, if it's 2-3 zone, you run a certain play for 2-3 zone. You understand that. You can't run a play that you want to be ran. It's because you want to run that play. You got to run a play that's beneficial to your offense.
Zone, right? Can't play one-on-one, go ISO with a 2-3
but
zone.
We ain't figured that out. That's our biggest
we make it harder on ourselves, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Then it has to be.
Yeah. You got to be cooperative with each other. I just think for each individual comes of learning and growing in your own pace, but just be a good person at the end of the day. Just be a good person. It don't hurt. I like being a good person. It made me feel good inside. Nice and warm and toasty.
I want to ask one thing, because we getting at 90 minutes. So
yeah, you know I'm getting tired too, brother.
All right, so look.
You about to go to Magic City.
Oh man, I'm going to bed Monday night. It is Monday night though, too, by the way.
Blue flame.
I personally believe that we need more servants in this mission, like people who understand the direction we're moving, and they're just gonna do it. You know, it's not gonna be what's in it for me. It's this is what needs to be done, so I'm doing this.
So you talking about sacrifice, brother? Sheesh.
Right, and so that was like 2018 when I was dealing with this little dilemma, because I'm about my bag, and it's like, why should I give up all this time and effort and energy into making all this money and not see anything come back to me, right? So that was my dilemma. And then when I started thinking in a wider
linear,
okay, I don't know, but if I started thinking in a larger body of space as far as the time, if I started to say, hey, if somebody else does this right after I do it and they continue for maybe 100 years, then this is a real change that is going to occur. And I'm not going to see it at all. But up front, I was willing to do all this stuff without seeing anything, knowing that somebody else might do the same exact thing.
Absolutely.
Because they saw it, you know? And that's the hard thing to explain to kids, you know, is that sometimes, especially if you consider it to be your purpose, you may not get nothing back for this other than death. That may be your reward.
You might be the seed. You might be the seed that grow the plant.
Correct. You may be the thing that they need to put in the ground to grow the situation to what it needs to be.
Nah, great point. But the real question is, would you be okay with that? Are you okay being the pioneer or the pillar to plant that seed? Would you be okay with that?
Yeah, we will, like we talked about offline. Like that's how I do all my programs like that. All my programs are set up so that
other people can win.
Yeah. Everybody else is winning.
Living life in that vein would produce good people. Who would be a bad person if everybody was just ascribing to that? If everybody was ascribing to the greater good of the community, we wouldn't be bad people. Because everybody realized what I do affects others.
Absolutely.
Because the only thing I can see is me and Lenny, we talk about this offline as well. You know, like people just their nature being sort of scammy, right? And they getting their hands on something and they walking off with money. If I do it this way, I just don't care. And now I know who I don't mess with.
Yeah.
Compared to doing it the other way, where you actually are taking money out my mouth, and now my emotions kind of get up into it, where I may start taking actions that don't benefit the scenario.
Gotcha.
So that's the next show. What defines the bag? What is the bag? Everybody wants the bag, but no, anybody told me what's in the bag. I don't even know what's in the bag. It's like you need to get the bag, but who knows? I think it's money in it, but it could be more than money. I don't know.
I just want my kids to be able to walk up to somebody and their last name get something done.
Something.
That's what I want. I want them to say, well, what's your name? Reagan Irvin.
Your dad Rondell? Come on in this back room and talk to me for a minute.
You Rondell's daughter. All right. Okay, hold on. Give me a second. Let me put some time to the side for you. Listen to what you got to say.
That's my old. When I die, I hope the people that I knew are still alive, and they hear I passed away. It spark a good memory in their mind that we had together. And they like, you know what? We had that time together. That's all I hope for when I die. that people I knew remember a time we had together. It was joyful with it. Like, yo, we had a great time that one night. And then, that's all I can ask for.
Absolutely. Plenty of stories. Absolutely.
All right, gentlemen. I think we did a pretty decent job. We got 90 minutes on the clock.
Too much content, brother. Too much content.
All right. Anybody want to leave some to go words before we exit out of here? Anybody got any last words to say?
I'm going to bed, brother.
All right, everybody, man. I'm out. Thanks for showing up. Make sure you hit the subscribe, hit the notification, and also hit the likes. Try to share.
I had something to say, but I'll save it for next week.
Go ahead, man. Brad.
Nope.
Brandon,
You ruined it. I'm done. I'm done.
We're not Brandon right off the screen. We're not going to right off the screen.
I'm done.
All right, what you got to say, pimp?
I forgot.
That's some BS, man.
Now I just be a good person. Understand that every interaction you have
counts.
Give someone a prejudgment on their next interaction with somebody look like you, act like you. Shout out to Reagan, boo. And I'm out of here.
She just passed by.
I saw some hair.
All right, man. You be easy, man.
Yes, sir.